Why would you use an independent provider over a bank when you're moving large amounts of money internationally? It's a really interesting question, and this has moved or evolved as an answer in the last 10, 15 years, because historically, FX brokers existed just to provide a better price. That's it. Banks had the market, they owned the market, they could charge what they wanted. People didn't really understand currency, so they just made a lot of money from currency. And then it became apparent that you could exist, or third-party providers could deliver currency services. And that meant that there suddenly became a commoditization to the industry, the asset class. Now, the industry has evolved again from being banks, which have 80% of the market, and that's because people that use banks, they just take the attitude that the bank provides it, we trust the banks, even though we don't, we'll use the bank. Then there's brokers that provide price, and they sell on price, give you a better rate, better rate, better rate, better rate. And that's not sustainable, because no business can run by driving its price to nothing. And then you've got consultants, essentially, that provide experience and expertise around the requirement that individuals have when moving large amounts of money and businesses have when moving large amounts of money. The other thing we've got to remember about banks and pricing is the bank model has changed too. If a bank has 10 clients and they charge them all a 3% spread, they only need 3 of them to trade, and they have the same commercial outcome as if all of them had traded at a 1% spread. So they take the view that we'll do a third of the work for the same money, and we don't really care about the 7 that don't trade. That's the other reason that banks have taken a very black and white view of FX. And that gives businesses like mine and me as an FX expert the opportunity to provide a very, very high level of service and value from execution, timing, chart analysis, things like that. But businesses like this cannot do that at scale. And that's okay. I'm perfectly happy with that. But that is why you would use a provider like mine if you wanted to understand the market, know where your money is, understand how it's getting moved, who's moving it, when it's going to arrive, and be able to pick up the phone when you want and get an answer from the same person every time.